Make the switch, go to prettylitter.com.
Coming up on Mountain News at 5:30, another day of debt limit debate on Capitol Hill. We'll break down why lawmakers appear as dug in as ever as a debt default looms.
And lawmakers grill the CEO of TikTok over potential national security risk, which legislators are calling for bans or to limit the popular app in the U.S.
And another strong system heading our way with showers and storms possible. I'm tracking the very latest coming up as Mountain News at 5:30 starts now.
Dedicated to Southern and Eastern Kentucky, this is WYMT Mountain News at 5:30.
Good evening, I'm Steve Hensley.
And I'm Olivia Calfee. Democrats in Congress released a report as a potential debt default crisis looms.
The report from the group says a Republican plan to cut spending would hurt Americans, though the GOP contends spending cuts are well overdue. WYMT's Washington News Bureau reporter Peter Zampa reports on the latest impasse.
Democrats on the Joint Economic Committee releasing a report Thursday trying to pin the looming default disaster on their Republican colleagues. Now, Republicans are calling for cuts in exchange for raising the debt limit.
This is no political ploy. This is almost life and death for our economy.
The group laying out what it claims would be the consequences of slashing government spending. When asked about agreeing to potential spending cuts, Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer says that debate should happen during the budget process, not during a debt ceiling standoff. House Minority Leader Hakeem Jeffries saying Republicans are not serious about handling this sensibly.
What they are serious about is defaulting on our nation's debt, unless they can extract extreme cuts.
Republicans remain entrenched in this quest for cuts. Conservatives in the House are proposing slashing the Biden administration's climate priorities, IRS funding, and student loan forgiveness. Arizona Republican Andy Biggs argues their plan is reasonable.
It entailed wanting to cut wasteful, weaponized, and woke spending programs to get this nation back on track. That's all it was.
Democrats allege Republicans want to cut Medicare and Medicaid funding, a claim Republicans deny. Conservatives want to sit down and negotiate with Democrats to come to spending agreements before a vote to raise the debt limit.
What's causing all these problems is the fact that we're not living within our means.
Now, it should be noted, Congress always votes to raise the debt limit 49 times under Republican presidents, including 3 times under President Trump and 29 times with the Democrat in the White House. Reporting in Washington, I'm Peter Zampa.
We saw plenty of clouds through the day today, but just enough sunshine to help boost those temperatures into the middle and upper 70s as we went outside today. That continues here this evening, and you see it throughout the region. Temperatures very warm. How about 80 in Prestonsburg? We broke a record at Jackson today. They got up to 81. 77 now. Same thing in Hazard, and we'll continue to see these numbers only slowly cool off as we head through the night. You can thank gusty winds out of the southwest, gusting still 20 to 25, even close to 30 miles per hour as we head through the nighttime hours. The wind gust trend, that will continue as we head through the nighttime hours. So gusting to about 20, but still not a bad night if you maybe want to fire up the grill. You know, we're going to get a preview of grilling season coming up here. We're in the 70s this evening. Not too bad. We're staying dry. Plus, the wind will help blow that smoke kind of out of the way for you on the deck tonight. Details, though, on when we return to the possibility of more heavy rain in a few minutes. Steve? Olivia, actually.
Thank you, Evan. Lawmakers fired questions at the CEO of TikTok. Many members of House Energy and Commerce Committee building the case that the hugely popular app should be banned in the U.S. TikTok is owned by the Chinese internet company ByteDance. CBS's Skylar Henry is following the story.
Your platform should be banned.
Republican Kathy McMorris Rogers came out swinging. The committee chair called TikTok a threat to national security and to American teenagers.
Within minutes of creating an account, your algorithm can promote suicide, self-harm, and eating disorders to children.
TikTok CEO pledged to keep safety a top priority and to protect the platform from Chinese government manipulation. And he said TikTok has built a firewall to seal off American user data from Chinese access.
The bottom line is this: American data stored on American soil by an American company, overseen by American personnel.
That promise wasn't enough for skeptical lawmakers who continued bipartisan calls to either ban or restrict TikTok in the U.S.
You'd be willing to make that commitment that from now on you won't collect location health data without what you're saying at all? Is that a commitment?
This is data that's frequently collected by many other companies in our industry.
I know other companies do it. I don't think they should.
In advance of the hearing, TikTok gathered a group of influencers on Wednesday to protest the Biden administration's threat to ban the app unless it divests from its Chinese owner.
TikTok has given me and countless others like me the opportunity to showcase our talents.
But a CBS News poll shows 61% of Americans support a ban. Lawmakers gave examples of TikTok's content causing harm.
Your technology is literally leading to death.
While the CEO vowed to earn the country's trust. Skyler Henry, CBS News, Capitol Hill.
More than 150 million Americans use TikTok to watch and create videos.
Canceling free trials and subscriptions can be a hassle, but proposed federal regulations could make the process a bit easier. A proposal by the Federal Trade Commission would ban companies from trying to retain customers through deceptive or burdensome tactics. Under the new rules, consumers would be allowed to cancel memberships and subscriptions the same way they signed up. For example, if you booked a gym membership online, you'd also be able to cancel that membership online. And if a free service trial ended, businesses will be banned from sending out unwanted retention offers. These rules have not yet been finalized.
A new study suggests the rollback of abortion rights in America since the overturning of Roe v. Wade may be impacting women's mental health. Researchers looked at Census Bureau survey responses from women ages 18 to 44 from January through September of last year. The Supreme Court overturned Roe v. Wade in June, taking away women's constitutional right to an abortion. In the 3 months after the ruling, women of reproductive age in states that banned or would likely ban abortion were 10% more likely to report mental distress than before. An analysis of responses from women ages 45 to 75 did not show the same link between the ruling and a change in mental distress. A woman who barged into then House Speaker Nancy Pelosi's office during the Capitol riot has been sentenced to 3 years in prison. 24-year-old Riley Williams of Pennsylvania is convicted of impeding an officer, civil disorder, and disorderly conduct on Capitol grounds. The Justice Department accused her of directing the mob to push against police during the attack, but her attorneys tried to paint her as a petite woman who was following the orders of men like white nationalist Nick Fuentes. They also argued she didn't understand Congress was certifying election results that day, or even that she was in the Capitol building. Former President Donald Trump is lashing out on social media against the Manhattan District Attorney as a New York grand jury considers whether or not to indict the former president.
There's also been a major development in another Trump-related investigation. CBS's Michael George reports from New York.
The office of Manhattan District Attorney Alvin Bragg says former President Donald Trump created a false expectation of his arrest in connection with its investigation into a hush money payment made in 2016 to adult film star Stormy Daniels. The comment came in a letter sent to the Republican chairs of 3 House committees after they accused Bragg, a Democrat, of abusing his authority. The letter said the accusations came after Trump created a false expectation that he would soon be arrested, and his lawyers reportedly urged Republican allies to intervene.
When Republicans come out and say that DA shouldn't do X, Y, or Z, they're doing this with no basis, no evidence.
The back and forth between New York prosecutors and congressional Republicans comes as the wait continues here at the courthouse for a decision from the grand jury hearing evidence in the case. Trump, who's running again for president, denies any wrongdoing.
Just a continuation of the most disgusting witch hunt in the history of our country.
In one social media post Thursday, the former president wrote, "Everybody knows I'm 100% innocent, including Bragg, but he doesn't care." In a second post, he says, "This is no legal system. This is the Gestapo. This is Russia and China, but worse." There's also been a development in the separate investigation into the former president's handling of documents marked classified. A federal appeals court has ordered Trump lawyer Evan Corcoran to testify about his communications with Trump concerning the handling of classified materials. Michael George, CBS News, New York.
Corcoran is expected to appear Friday before a grand jury that is meeting in Washington. Coming up on Mountain News at 5:30, looking to put your money to work for you, we hear from an expert on an often overlooked investment option.
Plus, showers and storms have our name on them as we head into the night as early as tonight. Tracking the very latest after this.
WYMT News app offers alerts on breaking stories as they happen, customized to the categories you choose. The